CD&SAM podcast, episode 29, back to the normal intro. We're here recording this on New Year's Eve, although probably won't be released until a few days after because we want to drop a Pelicans episode tonight after the Grizzlies game.
Yeah.
We have here today, just like last year, although it probably won't be an hour and a half, just kind of a recap of all things sports, our favorite moments from the three major sports that we cover, and then maybe a state of the pod address later in the episode, but we'll see. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Be sure on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's get into it.
Well, first thing I would want to say, Sam, is it's been a great year having you as my co-host.
Indeed, at the end of the day, it's two good friends talking sports, and it's a good vibe here on the pod.
It's a good pod here on the pod, Sam 2022.
Yep. So which sport you want to start with?
I say we start off with basketball, the sport we cover most.
Okay, so for basketball, we both have a Pelicans moment, and then we both have a rest of the league because we cover the Pelicans so much it would be kind of unfair.
Yeah.
Pelicans. So you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll start it off. My favorite moment was when Jose really introduced himself to the league against the Suns in that playoff series with Chris Paul. I mean, that was one of the most fun times I've had watching basketball. I mean, we were with each other for was it two of the games we were together?
I think it was just was it game 3? I think it was game 3.
It was only game 3 because I know we lost one.
Yeah, we lost in game 3.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless of the outcome, Jose was so fun to watch. Getting under Chris Paul's skin, man, that made me so happy. And he instantly became a fan favorite.
Definitely. For him, it was kind of building for him, and then that playoff series solidified his role on the team and where he stands as a New Orleans athlete. And I don't know if you would. I think you would agree with me on this. I think Jose is probably a top 3 New Orleans athlete at the moment.
List your top 2
fan favorites. So Zion Williamson has to be number 1, right?
Right.
Everyone loves Zion. And then number 2,
you're talking about fan favorites.
Fan favorites,
yeah.
Okay. And then number 2, I think would be Cam Jordan, and then I think it's Jose.
That's fair.
So yeah, that was a great series for Jose, even though didn't come out with a series win. He definitely kind of showed who he was to the national audience. But my favorite Pelicans moment was actually their play-in win against the Clippers, their second one. So what happened there? So the first half we were chilling. I think we were up 11 at the end of the first half or something like that.
Yeah.
And we played so bad in the third quarter that I just went upstairs for a little bit. I did not watch until about 5 minutes left. And it was 12 o'clock.
Was it out of nerves? Were you just nervous?
I stopped watching. We lost the third quarter by 30 points. And then we got it down to about 7 with about 6 minutes left. So I went downstairs and watched the rest, losing my mind. But I had to be really quiet because the rest of my family was asleep. So that was a great win, getting the Pelicans back into the playoffs for the first time since 2018. It might be my favorite Pelican. Sorry. Might be my favorite Pelicans moment ever, maybe. I really liked that win.
Yeah, that win was so big for the Pelicans franchise. I mean, if we would have lost that game, none of the Suns series would have happened. And I wouldn't have given my take about the CP and Chris Paul or the CP and Jose. So it really the Pelicans introduced themselves to the league, I feel.
Yeah.
And because I feel the with the way players were treated, with Anthony Davis, the whole fiasco with him leaving, we were not a laughing stock of the league, but
we deserve to be. I don't know why we weren't.
Yeah, but people didn't respect the Pelicans. Now people respect the Pelicans because of last year and now what we're doing this year.
No, for sure. And that win, I think, is going to continue to be really big for the Pelicans this year, considering this won't be their first playoff appearance this season. Kind of just getting their feet wet in the playoff realm is going to be important, I think, this season.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So moving on to, do you want to do football or baseball?
We got to do our
our other basketball.
Non-Pelicans.
Okay, I'll go first on that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
My favorite basketball Pelicans moment was Game 5 Eastern Conference semis between the Celtics and the Bucks. That was a great game. I think
Was
Drew
that the
Holiday.
Grant Williams game?
No, the Bucks ended up winning.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Drew Holiday had one of his best games in his playoff career. They were down, I think, like 7 points, something like that, or 9 points, something like that, with like a minute and a half left. They came back, took a series lead. I'm a really big like Bucks fan outside of the West. Like I pull for the Bucks every time in
Yeah,
the
me
East.
too. Yeah, me too.
So that was really that was a good one for me. And unfortunately, they didn't win the series, but always got to pull for Drew.
Yeah, my favorite moment, if you will, is a play. It's not actually a game. I don't know if you remember this play. I'm sure you do. But Ja like he soared in air and pinned the ball off the backboard
Oh yeah, when he
against the
like should
Lakers.
have caught it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
freaking
dude is
Avery
fast.
Bradley.
Yeah, yeah, he ended somebody's career there. Yeah,
That was
it looked like you could have just gone up and caught it if the backboard wasn't there.
it didn't even look
Insane.
real. Like it
Yeah.
looked scripted the way like Bradley slowed down and Ja kind of just like said, "Give me that." I just went
Yeah.
way up there.
I have an impromptu question. So right now, if you had to build your dream dunk contest, who would it be?
Trey Murphy,
Okay, I like it.
Ja.
Yeah.
Those are the first two that come to mind. Do you have a different guy? Another guy you got in mind?
So I'm taking Zion, Ja, LeBron, and Zach LaVine. That's my dream
No
dunk.
Trey.
No Trey, no Trey. I don't think Trey has like the dunk package yet. Like he's got the hops, but I don't think he's got the
Yeah, I
dunk package.
guess I hear you. Zion would definitely have to be in there for sure.
Yeah, got the Z in there. All right, so you want to move on to football, baseball?
Yeah, let's go to football right now. I'll start it off.
All right.
We don't have a Saints one because Saints have kind of sucked. But
Yeah, last year we had that Halloween win, and that kind of carried our Saints moments. But
yeah, I had the Geno Smith resurgence.
Geno Smith resurgence.
So I've loved Geno Smith, even when he was like just kind of like a bench warmer, like a backup QB. But dude, Geno showed us something. He's a Pro Bowler this year.
Cooking, man. He is.
Yeah, he's a Pro Bowler.
Wow.
I mean, rightfully so. He's been cooking.
Yeah, and he's led a terrible Seahawks team to a respectable record, even though
definitely.
Geno's such a humble dude. Like you just gotta like him, I think.
Yeah, I know. Like he doesn't really say too much.
Yeah.
He has that one really nice quote.
Yeah,
Like they wrote him off.
Talking about his bad days and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just really down to earth guy.
Yeah, I like Geno. That's a good one. For me, this one's kind of easy. It's the AFC Championship game last year. 21-3 comeback for Joe Shiesty and the Bengals. Obviously, I think most New Orleans people are Bengals fans to an extent.
Yeah.
And in the next coming years, there's going to be a certain part of every Saints season where New Orleans people are going to have to switch to the Bengals because they'll be in contention and we're not. That's the part of the season we're at right now. So that was
it'll happen again next year.
Yes, it'll happen again next year, probably the year after that. But it was great to see Burrow get to the Super Bowl, even though he came up just a little bit short in the big game. But Burrow, Jamar, and I just kind of like the rest of that team.
Yeah, they got a few ex-Saints, Trey Hendrickson, Von Bell.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of ruins the Bengals is Eli Apple, but everything else about that team I like.
Yeah, I don't even think the Bengals players like Eli Apple though.
No, I don't know. One of my favorite Eli Apple moments was when the Bengals played the Saints this year, and he like probably had that pass interference. Like that was pass interference on the last play of the game on Marquez Callaway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And then he's like running around the field like he just locked someone up, but in reality he just tripped and fell and tackled the receiver. So Eli Apple's a clown, but I do like the rest of the
he's a clown. Bonafide clown.
Yeah. Baseball. So you said you said we thought we'd have the same one, but I think we have different ones. So I'd like to hear it. I think I know what yours is. But
yeah, mine's the Judge 62 home run.
Yeah.
Is that that's what you thought?
Yeah, that's what I figured it would be. I have the other home run chase because I'm a little bit of a Cardinals fan. So give me Albert Pujols road to
Oh
700.
wow, wow.
Uh, I mean, he came into the year and I was thinking, I think he needed 22 home runs to get to 700, and I was thinking, well, probably he gets 6 to 8 and comes up short. But he was a legitimate piece to that roster. He had 24 home runs. The second half of the season, he was elite, especially against lefties. He was a top 3 hitter in most categories against lefties in the National League. And seeing the Albert resurgence, it was great vibes in Busch Stadium whenever he came up to bat, and it was a great Cardinals season, I think, even though um, ended with the sad retirement of Yachty and
Yeah.
Albert.
Um, I submit to you that I was not really familiar with Albert Pujols' game, like even when he was with the Cardinals prior to the Angels.
Yeah,
Like this was really when I started to like realize, damn, Albert Pujols was really like all-time great.
it could be the best hitter that we see in our lifetimes. His all time stats are ridiculous,
Yeah.
and he's had quite a few seasons where he's been undoubtedly the best hitter in the league. And it was a great kind of farewell to him this year. The performances he had.
Yeah. One more moment that I just spontaneously thought of. Um, when the Mariners retired Ichiro's number, I've
Yeah, that's
always
a good
been a
one.
big Ichiro fan.
Yeah.
So that was heartwarming.
Sorry. Yeah. Uh, yeah, Ichiro getting retired was cool, and then the Mariners making the playoffs was cool because I do make fun of the Mariners quite a
Yeah.
bit.
I mean, they didn't really stand a chance, but I mean,
Yeah.
they beat
Well,
the
they
Blue Jays,
did, but
right?
they beat the Blue Jays, and then they should have really made a series out of it with Houston, but they choked in a number of games. But yeah, that's all for the sports, and then we have favorite athlete of the year.
So my favorite athlete of the year is Jose Alvarado.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna guess that's
Love it.
yours too.
No, I have a dark horse favorite athlete of the year.
Wow.
I'm taking Christian James McCullum as my favorite athlete of the year because
Christian James McCullum.
I I can't emphasize this enough, and I've probably talked about this about 10 times to you, that nothing that the Pelicans are doing right now we'd be doing without CJ making that move for him. Just like the
Yeah.
whole energy around the franchise of how like this is where people want to go. They want to be here. They want to win here. They think they can win here. And I think it was huge to get Zion re-signing, just having that respected veteran around. And as well as CJ's a great basketball player and 20-point per game scorer. He had 11 threes last night, which we'll talk about tonight. And so yeah, I'll take Christian James McCollum.
Shout out Peja Stojakovic.
So I page random basketball player go.
Daniel Tice.
I like it. Yeah. So do you want to do a quick
Wait,
state
one
of
more thing about that is I was watching just randomly. I was just thought of going and rereading some articles about the CJ McCollum trade. People were saying like we lost that trade significantly, and looking back at it, we
not
we
close.
fleeced them,
Not
like
close.
fleece. We
Shout out
got
Josh Hart, but yeah.
yeah. I mean, we in addition to CJ, we got Larry and we got Tony Snell.
The Snellington, yeah.
Yeah, and we gave up Nikhil. Like, okay, we like Nikhil, but you can have Nikhil. Like, you
Yeah.
can have him.
Yeah, we'll take a borderline all-star and then a great role player. Like, see, Larry Nance got to be one of the best like throw-in players into a trade I've ever seen. For
Yeah.
what he's done for the Pelicans and doing it. He's a big game player. Like, talk about that playing game last year. I think that was what he had 17, 19 boards, 17 points, 19 boards, something like that. So he's been a really big piece as well. So that whole CJ trade was a turnaround point for the franchise.
Another underrated move the Pelicans had. I know this is just random, but the Valanciunas trade.
JV trade was big too because we got rid of Eric Bledsoe, who is still one of my least favorite basketball players of all time.
Yeah, we don't mess with Eric
Bledsoe. Got rid of Steve, and I don't want to say get rid of Steven Adams because Adams was okay here, but
he didn't fit what our team had.
No, he didn't fit with Zion. But Steven Adams is such a likable guy. I can't really say anything bad
Yeah,
about him.
for sure. I agree.
But we definitely upgraded with getting Jonas, one of the more skilled offensive big men in basketball.
Pelicans trending in the right direction. Love it.
Man, if you look at the moves we've made in the last
I know.
like 3 years, our front office been killing it.
They have been killing it. Sam, whose jersey is that back there?
Okay, so this is a new thing I'm doing. So I will have a different jersey in the
Does that say
background
Kane?
for a while. No, that's Son.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
gonna have a different jersey in the background. I'm glad you've noticed here. So just keep things spicy here on the pod.
I like it. I like it.
So we get like brief state of the pod address here as we are 29 episodes in. How
Crazy.
is this year overall?
Sam, I think we made like big steps.
For sure.
Moving to YouTube.
Yeah.
Improving the quality, finding out how to do the Zoom thing so we don't just have to do it in person. And we're gonna keep doing them. Definitely. We both love doing them.
Yeah.
Still love sports. Nothing's gonna change there.
Yeah. Where this podcast was last New Year's Eve to where it is now is
instrumental.
A pretty stark contrast. I just think it's cool that we're still doing it, you know. Probably when we started this, I thought we might do 2 of them or 3 of them. And we're on episode 29. We had 200 views on the last one.
200 plus, 225.
Plus and climbing.
Yeah.
So I think switching to YouTube has been good. And then focusing around like Pelicans content, I think is probably going to be good.
Yeah.
Because like I've said in the past, there is definitely a podcast market for New Orleans basketball, and it's not really tapped into. So I think that's been good since we've kind of switched towards that a little bit more.
Yeah, that's why I guess I'll talk to you about that after the pod. That not to be covered on the pod. But no, it's been fun. 2022 was a fun year with the pod.
Fun year for the podcast.
Sure, at times. Go ahead.
I say it'll keep improving, you know.
Yeah.
I want to kind of get into more of the YouTube aspect of it. And I want to like try and help you with like the editing stuff and all that. But yeah, it's been a great year for the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some issues like we go on like 2-month droughts, not uploading, but we've really been consistent these last couple months.
Yeah, these last few months, I think. Here, let me pull it up on Spotify because there was probably like a 2-month stretch where we had like 2 podcasts maybe, but
not anymore.
We need to change our bio on Spotify from the sad Pelicans fans to the happy Pelicans fans.
I feel like we gotta keep it there.
Just remember where we came from.
Yeah, just remember where we came from. Remember where we started, now where we are.
Yeah, so there was a stretch from May 19th to August the 8th. And we had 2 podcasts, and then since then we've had 15, which
that's really good.
Or I've been saying this is episode 29. I guess it's 30 because tonight's episode will be 29. But
yeah, this podcast would be 30.
Will be 30.
Tonight will be 29.
And we have a few more ratings on Spotify now. We have 19, up to 54 subscribers on YouTube.
56.
56. Ooh, we're climbing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hopefully next year we might be on like 500 or something. I don't know. But we'll see.
Hey man, by next year we'll probably get to 100 by next year.
Oh, we'll definitely get to 100 next year.
You think?
I'll get to like 500 next year.
High aspirations. I like it.
I know, but I think we'll get there. I mean, we had 200 views on the last one.
Hey man, we start getting monetized and stuff. Start bringing in a little money.
Someone's got to sponsor us.
Yeah, thanks. Andrew Fernandez. Get us right.
But yeah, I think we'll get there, and I think it's really just about consistency and staying consistent with what we're putting out there.
Yeah,
and I think we've been putting out a pretty good product recently.
I agree with you, Sam. Quick question for you: do you know, like, we're a long way away from this, obviously, but how do you make money off of YouTube? Like, I guess I'm just curious.
YouTube monetization is better than most other platforms. So at some point you have to reach a certain subscriber count, and then YouTube will kind of like reach out to you about like monetization. I'm not exactly sure what that subscriber count is, but and then it's like
Wait, you think
views.
it's like 500, something like that?
No, I think it's higher. I think
Uh,
it's something like 10,000 or something like that.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of YouTube channels out there.
You're right.
But yeah, and then there's that, and um, and then there's views from there, and ads is a big thing. The ads that you get on your
Yeah.
videos, and that's, I think that like is fact. There's like a lot of things that factor into that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's YouTube monetization works briefly. But we're a far way away from that, I think,
Yeah,
though.
we are far away from that.
But we'll get there someday, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think so.
As long as we stay consistent, we'll be good.
Yeah,
Consistent.
we'll get there. Thank you for sticking all the way through 30 episodes, I guess now, because this will be 30.
Yeah.
And we'll be here next year, I hope, on December 31st, giving
We
our 2020.
will.
Wait, what?
We will.
Indeed. So we hope to see you then. Thank you for joining us now, and cue the outro.
Sam and CD. All right, no, we gotta redo that. That was
Oh, I
terrible.
thought that was clean.
You thought it was good?
I thought it was good. Okay, well,
Uh,
anyway. At 3, 2, 1.
Sam and CD. CD and Sam.